Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be playing around with the new Morphe 3502 palette. Look at how beautiful these colors are. This is the look that I created today. If you want to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. This is the star of the show right here. This is the Morphe 3502 palette. I'm going in with these two shades right here. And I like to start off by just adding a little bit of those products to my brush. That way I can build them up. I don't want to come in so heavy-handed and just have like a muddy look going on. I've already applied the transition shades to this side of my eye. So we're going to go ahead and apply on this side of the eye. I am going to start in the middle. I don't like packing too much color on the outer corner of my eye because then again you can create a very, in my opinion, a very muddy look at first. So I like to bring my transition shade right above my crease because I do have hooded eyes, so I like to create the illusion of having a bigger eye. So again, right in the middle, back and forth. And once you feel like there's not really any product left on your brush, I like to go in circular windshield wiper motions just to blend the rest of everything out. Now that we have our transition shade down, I'm going to go in with another blending brush and I'm going to create a gradient look. This is how I like to start all of my eye looks, by creating a gradient look with a couple of different matte shadows to just give that seamless blend. So the next brush I'm going to be going in with is the Morphe R39. It's a little bit more of a dense blending brush and I am creating a warm look today, so I'm going to be going in with this orange shade right here and tapping off the excess. Again, I'm just gonna go right below where I applied that first crease color and just start blending that right below it. And these shadows are blending out very nicely. These have almost, I feel like, the same formula as the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill collaboration palette, because I own several Morphe palettes and these shadows just feel a lot more buttery and are a lot easier to blend. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. Tap off the excess right below where we placed that first crease color. Okay, now on the same brush that I just used to apply that second crease shade, orange shade right here, and I'm going to be applying that right below where I applied that crease, and I'm going to be using the same brush, the R39, just packing a little bit of that on and dusting the excess off. And I'm going to focus this right below where I placed that color. And if you're getting a little bit of color down on your lid, that's okay because we're going to go back in and clean that up later. And honestly, it helps create a more gradient effect when applying the shadows. You can even drag it out a little bit if you want to accentuate the shape of your eye. This is why I always like to do my eyes first, because I'm able to go back in and clean it up with either my concealer, foundation, a makeup wipe. Now that we have those shades down, we are going to be going in with this color right here. I think this color right here is going to be the star of the show today. It's giving me hot Cheeto vibes. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of that brush, a little bit of that shade on a Morphe M433, pick just a tiny bit of that up, and kind of apply that right where we applied that last shade. Now what I want to do is go in with that first brush that we use, the Morphe M437, pick up a little bit of that transition shade and kind of clean up these very vibrant colors with that, just to make sure that there are no harsh lines. And as you can see, that's already making a huge difference, because when you're working with colors like reds and oranges, things can start to look muddy, so we want to keep things as gradient as possible. The next thing that I'm going to do is go in with a very small blending brush, the Morphe M506, and I'm going to be picking up these two shades right here and just mixing them together and packing that on the outer V to deepen up the crease. And you always want to start off small when you're using dark colors, because if you put too much on at once, you're just going to have an explosion on your eye, and you don't want that, because it's a lot harder to clean up black than it is to just gradually build it. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on that other eye. Again, gradually building the color on the outer V. And I do have a dry patch on this eye, so it is always tougher for me to blend out this portion of my eye than it is the other side. Gradually building that color and bringing it out just a tad. I'm just gonna bring this in just a tad bit. I'm not picking up any more color. I'm just adding a little bit more depth above my crease, because like I said, I do have hooded eyes, so I like to create the illusion of having a larger eye. Next, I want to just repeat that step again of going in with a clean blending brush, or the first blending brush that we use to apply that first transition shade, and just clean everything up a little bit. Okay, to cut out my crease, I am going to be using a M4116. It is just a very small eyeshadow brush. I do have very small lids, so I like to have a very, very precise line for this. Now, I'm just gonna go right above where my normal crease is to again give that illusion that I do have a larger lid. And what I like to do, because this is going to be like a half cut crease type of look, is I like to just take my finger and blend that into the outer portion of my eye so there are no harsh lines. As you can see, I created this crease just a tiny bit above where my normal crease is, so when I look straight ahead, you're going to be able to see the lid shade that we're going to be laying down. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this eye. Ooh. I'm going to go ahead and give my brush a little spray, and this is the Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. And I'm going to be picking up this shade right here first. And I'm just going to be packing this on my lid. Now, to just make sure that those two are blended out, you can go back in with that small blending brush that we used for the outer V, just to make sure that there's no harsh edges, and just blend those in together so they are seamless. Ooh, that is a very fun, very pretty color. You're going to be doing the same thing on the other eye. Picking up a little bit of that orange shade. And your cut crease honestly doesn't have to be perfect when you're shaping it out, because these shadows are so foiled that it's going to allow you to create a line with them. So really you can almost skip the step where you are applying the concealer or whatever you use to cut out your crease if you just want to go right to this step right here. Again, I'm just going to pack a little bit more of this color right here. And I'm again just going to blend this out so there are no harsh edges. I'm going to go in with this shade right here, and I'm going to pack a little bit of that on the center of my eyes. Oh yeah, that is really pretty. Sure that those lines are seamless. Seamless, seamless, seamless. So now that I have the top part of my eyes done, I want to go ahead and finish the rest of my face and then come back to my eyes to finish the under eye area liner and mascara. Okay, so today we are going to be going in with the Peach Perfect Too Faced Comfort Matte Foundation, and this is in the shade Natural Beige. I had a really hard time finding my shade, just because I guess there's really not a large shade selection. I self-tan, so my skin changes all the time. So hopefully this will be my color. And this foundation does dry down fairly quickly, so you gotta work kind of fast with it. And it does have a really strong peach smell. Now I am going to go in with my beauty blender and just go ahead and blend all of this out. Okay, once your foundation is all blended out, we are going to go ahead and conceal and highlight. Now I'm just going to be going in again with the Tarte Shape. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. The Tarte Shape Tape in light medium, because I don't know where my medium's at right now. But this will have to do. And just apply this to all the areas that you would like to highlight your face. And a little of this goes a long way. So I like to highlight underneath my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, chin, and a little bit on my forehead. Now again, you can go back in with the same beauty blender that you used, or you could go in with the brush like the E8 from Morphe. I'll kind of show you how both work. With brush, this brush in particular, you're going to get a more full coverage concealer look. You know, I love both ways of applying concealer this way, but this one, like if you have an eye look like this, you're able to clean it up a little bit instead of having to go in with a makeup wipe. So what I normally like to do is I will use this brush to clean up a little bit, manipulate the product how I want it to go. And then I'll go back in with the beauty blender to just make sure that everything is seamless. So now I'll go back in with my beauty blender and blend everything out underneath my eyes. Okay, now that our concealer is laid down, we're going to go ahead and set that. And I am going to be going in with 2 different powders to set my face. For my under eyes, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I'm going to be going in with just that damp beauty blender again and placing this underneath my eye. Now, I don't really bake. I like to more or less press the powder into my skin. And I like to get it right after I place the concealer so nothing creases. Now, once you have the translucent powder set, or whatever you like to set your under eyes with, I like to go in and set the rest of my face with a powder. And I'm going to be using the Too Faced Peach Perfect matte setting powder. And this does have a really strong scent to it. I thought I loved it at first, but I'm just like, oh, it smells like I have food on my face. So I'm going to be going in with the Morphe G0. It's just a big, huge powder brush. I'm going to put some in the cap, tap the excess off, and just go ahead and put this. That's what I'm talking about. Oh. It's so pretty, but it tastes so bad. And make sure to drag the powder down so it blends in with your foundation as well. Now that my powder is done, I'm going to go ahead and finish the eyes. Okay, so we are going to go back in with the first 2 transition shades, and we are pretty much going to be doing the same thing that we did on top on the bottom, minus the shimmer shades. So I'm going to be picking up the E36 by Morphe. I'm going to grab those 2 transition shades that we used at first, and I am going to apply this right underneath my lash line. I make the weirdest faces whenever I'm applying this. Who else does? I think it's like a natural reaction to placing something so close to your eye. To go back in with this shade right here, which was our second transition shade. And again, just blending that in with the last transition shade that we placed on the lower lash line. Okay, once you have that base laid down, we're going to go back in with this shade right here. We're keeping everything very uniform in this look. Blending everything in very seamlessly. So I think that the under eye as is, it looks nice, but we want to kind of deepen out that V a little bit. So you can leave it as it is right now, or you can go ahead and do this next step that I'm going to be doing, which is grabbing these 2 shades right here and placing them on that outer portion of my lower lash line. Okay, so now that we have the eyeshadows put down, I'm going to go ahead and line my waterline. I think that the eyeshadows are so vibrant today that I don't really need to put any eyeliner on my top eyelid. So I'm going to place a little bit of the Marc Jacobs gel liner in black on my waterline. There really isn't a brow bone highlight available in this palette. You have this light shade right here, but in person this color comes off gold. So as you can see right here, this is more of a gold shade than it is for a brow bone and inner corner highlight. I think that I'm going to be going in with the Maybelline Glow Down single eyeshadow right here. And I'm going to be highlighting my brow bone and inner corner. right on my brow bone right here. Of course, for our inner corner. Now that just makes our eyes look so much more awake now. I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of mascara and some false lashes, and then I will be right back to finish the rest of my face. So I went ahead and added some false lashes. Now let's go ahead and finish the rest of our face. The first thing that I'm going to do is go in with the Marc Jacobs Tantric bronzer and just add some color back to my face since it is a little blanked out right now. I'm just going in with the Morphe M527. This is my absolute favorite bronzer brush. Now, once I've bronzed, I like to go back in and still contour. And what I like to do is I like to use this Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D. I go in with these first two shades right here. And what brush I like to go in with this on is a Morphe R14. This is really great for chiseling out your cheekbones, jawline, forehead. So I'll just go back in with these two shades, and you know, if you want to, you can suck in your lips to find out where your line is. Another trick is to start your brush right here, and where it stops is where you want to contour. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to be going in with the Fenty Killawatt highlighter in the shade Hustler Baby. And I'm just going to pick some of this up on my brush, tap off the excess, and get to highlighting. Cupid's bow. Bridge of the nose. The next thing that I'm going to do is go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio, and this palette is the Peachy Love. I am going to go in with this mauve shade right here, and I will be going in with the Morphe Y4. This is my favorite blush brush. Okay, once I have done that, what I like to do is spray my face with this rose water spray. Take my beauty blender, and I just like to go around and make everything melt seamlessly. After that, I'm going to go in with this is my go-to, the Candy K Lip Kit by Kylie Cosmetics. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with the lip liner that it comes with. And what I love about her liquid lips is that they smell amazing. Going to be going in with the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. This is a aerosol can. This does last a long time. I love this stuff. I swear by it. So this is the completed look. I am loving this palette. The shadows perform wonderfully. The colors are absolutely beautiful. This is a great fall palette. This is a great warm tone palette. This is a great everyday palette. I'm very impressed with this new formula that they're coming out, which is the rumor anyways. And like I said, I'm obsessed with this eye look. The colors are beautiful. I can't wait to keep playing around with this palette. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya! Peace! Bye! Bye!